Okay, hello, everyone. Hi. Let's see who is here. Bao, John, Parishnat. Yes, Monica. Hello, Mr. Stwazinski. Hi. Whoa, Patrick. So many people. Eva, nice. Every Lisa, hi. Lisa and JJ, amazing. Very nice to see all of you. So nice. Patrick, hello, Patrick. And Kapil, hi. Anastasia, hi. And Jose, wow. Very nice, everyone being here. So I want to give you just a little bit of what we're going to do. So first of all, what we done last time, we spoke about the physical handling of the coronavirus. And I want to tell you that I already been helping few people that immediately started to improve once they apply what I gave them. So it's definitely working on real cases. It's not just something that I'm saying. It's definitely working. If you didn't see the first webinar, please watch it. I will. It's on my Facebook, Instagram, all over. Watch it. Okay. Just before we starting, do you know that we have the chat box? So if you tell me if you found the chat box. Let's see how many people found the chat box. Aaron Sushel, yes. John Page, yes. Greg, hi. Lorna, yes, I see you. Yeah, good. You really want to find the chat box. Hi, Thomas. Okay, so today we're going to go into a different part, and it is understanding more the spiritual handling, which is it's much more important than the physical handling, and the physical handling never actually work long term without the spiritual handling. So let's start. Very quickly, some agreements. Nothing I say today is true unless it is true for you. If you don't know me, if it's your first time that you are on one of my webinars, that's really important. I'm giving you things that are different. I need you to find out, is it true for you? The fact that it works for me, the fact that it's amazing, it's irrelevant. Does it make sense to you? Nothing I teach you is new, you already know it. How do I know that you already know it? Because when I tell you something, you look into your mind, you come back to me and you say yes or no, which means you already knew it. So nothing I said to you is new, you already know it. You just don't have access to it. What I teach is not just theories, it's proven facts, but they need to be implemented in an exact manner. And it is different to what you are used to. Everything I'm going to tell you, especially today, is different than what you are used to. And hence, what I'm going to teach you is not what everyone knows and agree to. What everyone knows and agrees to does not result in success. Most people fail most of the time. And not only in regards to the coronavirus, that's true for everything. Nice, Ronel, and hi, Steve. It is the ability to confront the data, to figure out what is true and what is lies in the sea of misinformation that will produce the expected result. So I'm going to give you things if you will be able to actually apply the data, if you actually be willing to look, and if you're not in agreement, be willing to talk to me over the chat, or if you don't understand, or if you have other ideas, just participate in the chat. Now, how important is the chat? I'm going to do with you a drill right now that some of you already done it, but please do it again. It's mainly important for other people. So when I would say start, I want you to inhale air like that. You inhale for as long as you can, and I want you to check how many seconds you can inhale. Okay, so when I will say start, just get ready with your phone or your watch and start. Okay, once you are done with the inhaling, once you cannot inhale anymore, tell me how many seconds. Write in the chat how many seconds you've done. Inhale, and write the second. Whoa, 10 seconds, we are 30 seconds. Lorna, you are very good. Susan, 14, excellent. Greg, 20, yes, whoa. 25, 18, 20, Ronel Daniel. Very good. Karen, 18, 50 seconds. Wow. Very nice. Sushel, wow, that's really nice. Paul, 45. Glenn, 30. John Perro, 20. Good. Really good. Yes. Okay. Swapna, excellent. Wow, 68 seconds. That's wow, amazing. Very, very nice. 30 seconds, Thomas. That's nice. Pink yellow, 45 seconds. Very nice. Bobby, 50. Excellent. Yes, I want those lines too. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, why did I do this drill? I did this drill because I wanted to show you that as good as you are, after 40 seconds, 50 seconds, 60 seconds, 2 minutes, at one point you will have to excel. It is exactly the same as when I talk to you. When I talk to you, you inhale information. You inhale information, and if you don't participate in the chat, if you don't do something, if you don't do the drills, if you don't participate, I can promise you, it is 100% sure that you will not get the data. You will get chopped by the information. You've done it from the age of 6 to the age of 20 or 18. You were sitting at school and the teacher was just downloading words at you, and you got shocked, so you checked out. So it doesn't work. You need to participate. You need to say what you think. You need to say yes, no, ask question, etc. So do we have an agreement that you are going to participate and talk to me over the chat? Yes, yes. Excellent toss. Agreed. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect, perfect. Yes, Reem. Yes, very good. Excellent. Very, very good. Okay, sure, Thomas. Perfect. Pedro and Alex, yes, thank you. Perfect. Excellent. Good. So let's start. The first thing I want to give you is just to get out of the way the legal disclaimer. It's really important because we're talking about your body, and I don't want you to be confused. So I want you to know exactly where I'm coming from. So nothing in what I'm saying is intended to be medical advice or suggestions that anyone should act in one way or another. What I'm doing is only asking you to observe and inspect the situation from different viewpoints. I'm not a doctor and I'm not qualified to give medical advice. And nothing I say or present here or in any of the series of videos or posts should be taken as a substitute for professional medical advice. The decision to use or not use the material in this webinar, videos, and in the series and posts will be done by the observer and on his sole responsibility. I will not be responsible in any way, shape, or form for any result, being good or bad, including damages that may be caused due to the use or an attempt to use any of the data or suggestions I provide in this webinar, video, or any of the other material in the series. And one last thing. You should keep the law of the land and act according to the law of the land. In the case that you develop any of the symptoms of the coronavirus, it is of utmost importance to the virus. No, I'm joking. It is of utmost importance to seek immediate medical advice and act according to the law. Thank you. Okay, do we have an agreement? Do you agree? Excellent. If you don't agree, if you have any questions, if you are not sure, please drop from the call. Okay, so now we took this thing on of the road, and let's start. The truth about the coronavirus. Here we go. This webinar will affect all aspects of your life, your health, your state of mind, your emotional state. It will affect your children, your parents, your financial state, and even your spiritual condition. And today, more than the last one. The purpose is, number one, to separate the truth from the lies so you can understand what is actually going on, and two, to give you tools to protect yourself and your loved ones physically from the virus. Number three, to give you tools to handle the virus in case you are infected. And this is really powerful because I've already worked with some people here in South Africa and abroad, and within the first day, they reported good results. It's really, really important that you will Take what I'm telling you, have a look. If it makes sense to you, use it. And to give you tools to recover from the financial damages caused by the coronavirus effect. The insanity that's going on right now is insanity. It's exactly the word, it's insanity. And you will see it's, we will handle it. Now, most importantly, my purpose is to expose and handle the actual cause of the virus. And it is not what you have been hearing in the media. The actual source is actually unbelievable. You know, me and my friend Danny started to deal with this virus probably in January, something like that, or before, just before January. And we already, we sat and we talked, and I looked at different things, and I realized what is actually going on, why they do what they do. When I will explain to you, you will see two things. Number one, it will be so simple. Number two, it's like, wow, how I didn't see it. And you will see that everything align with this reason. Okay, we'll discover the truth about the virus, what it is, the truth about the pandemic, what it means, the truth about the economic disaster, the truth about the fear, the truth about the government's decision, the truth about how it all started, and even what is the real reason for the situation. And maybe the most important truth, the truth about when and how this insanity will come to an end. We will together find the truth and the lies about the coronavirus and its side effects. The truth is very important, but the lies are as important. Okay, good. How do you fix any problem? How do you fix any problem? You have a problem with your child, you have a problem with your car. How do you fix any problem? By looking, by confronting, communicating with it, admiring it. You find the truth about it, understand it. You need to look at the problem. Yes, connecting, looking at the origin. Yeah, that's good. You find the truth about it, you observe. Excellent. Look at the facts. Okay, good. Very, very good. So when you have a problem, one thing that you have to know about the problem is that the problem will be a problem only as long as it's been created actively. So what do I mean only as long as it's created actively? So a problem is I want money, and my wife, let's say, want to spend it. That's a usual problem, yes? So this will be a problem as long as we creating it. Now, if one of us stop pushing, it won't be a problem. So the law is that it takes two, or at least two. It takes two to create a problem, but it takes one person to solve it. Because me or her can stop pushing. Do you get the idea? Any problem you have, you are creating. Does it make sense to you? You are actively, physically, mentally putting it there. Any problem that you have right now. If you are sick, you are creating it. Right now, actively, unknowingly, but you are creating it. So, that's the first thing to know about the problem. So how do you fix any problem? You look at the problem and not the solution. Why not the solution? Because the solution is what someone wants. The solution is something that we both will agree to, and the solution is not actually what will solve the problem. So what do I mean? Let's say you want to hold something that it will not fall, so you put something to support it. Sooner or later, this will break too. The best way to solve the problem is to make sure that it will go away, that you will not need to hold this thing, that it will not be there to hold. Do you understand the idea? So the best way to solve a problem is actually to delete it, to remove it. Okay? Now, the first thing we need to know about any problem is how big the problem is. So when I'm going to handle problems, so all day long I have many problems, and which one you handle? The big one, the dangerous one, the one that you're creating the most. Do you understand? That you're less aware of creating it, but creating the most. Does it make sense to you? So the size of the problem is really important. If you don't know, let's say someone has cancer and he doesn't know that he has cancer, and he's going around and handling the argument with his husband. So his whole attention is on his argument with his husband or wife, and he's developing a massive cancer. He doesn't know the size of the problem, so he will handle some petty little thing. But on the other hand, if someone tell you that you have cancer but you don't, you will put all your attention on the cancer, but actually you don't have it. So the other problem that are really big, because if you don't have the problem, it goes like that. Someone tell you you have a problem. In reality, you don't have a problem. You don't create it, but someone told you, so you accept it. But then you have many other problems here, many big problems. Whoops. You have many big problems. Because someone told you that there is a problem, you will put all your attention on that small problem. What do you think will happen to those problems? What will happen to those problems? They grow. Actually, what happens to those problems is like that. What happened to those problems is they disappear because you don't put attention on them. They are not a problem anymore. This becomes a real problem. But when you will realize that it's not a big problem, those one will become 5 times bigger. Yes, do you understand? You get the idea? So the problem, if you don't put attention on it, it will disappear. So if someone put your attention on something, what you need to know that if someone put 1.1 billion times marketing on the coronavirus, they want to make the virus look very big. Because if they wanted to handle it, they would actually take your attention away from it, because taking the attention away from the problem make it goes away. Do you understand? Agreed. Excellent. Okay. So the first thing we need to know about any problem is how big the problem is. How do you do it? How do you find how big the problem is? What do you do? If it is real, it will come back 5 times bigger, but we will see within a second that it's not real. If it was real, you wouldn't need 1.1 billion times to tell everyone that it's big, because it will be all over. No one needs to tell you that there is a problem with accidents. You see it every day. So what do you need? You need data. You look at the stats. You ask you, yes. How do you do it? How do you find out the size of the problem? Data, yes. How do you find the size of the problem? I look away and focus on the cause, yes. Measure it, yes. Measure, yes. Google, statistics. Correct information, find little truth, yes. Observe, excellent. Excellent, good. By comparing it to other problems we currently have. If you want to know how big something is, you need to compare it to something else that you currently have that is similar. Does it make sense to you? Good. So you have to compare it to something else, okay? So let's get some practical numbers. Let's get some practical numbers about the coronavirus, okay? Practicals means that it can be used effectively to bring results. That's what I mean when I say practical numbers. So numbers that can bring us results, okay? For a number to be practical, it must be compared to something of a similar magnitude, okay? So what is similar to the coronavirus? What do you think that we can compare the coronavirus to? Flu, yeah. Flu. AIDS, also good. Yes. SARS, yes. Flu, SARS. So you and yeah, more or less it's flu, etc. Yes. Okay. Ebola, yes. Very good. Okay. So let me show you something. But before that, I just want to prepare one thing here. Give me 1 second. I want to prepare this thing so it will be nice for you. One second. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. So here we go. Let's prepare some information, okay? What are the chances you will get influenza in Italy? Because I want to look right now just in Italy. 1 out of how many people will get influenza in Italy, or flu in Italy? What are the chances that you will get flu in Italy? 1 out of 10,000, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. What, like flu, how many people will get flu? Out of 100, 1 out of 26. Okay, 1 out of 100, 5%. Okay, that's the more or less. Okay, excellent. Influenza. There are 19,000 people of every 100 that will get flu in Italy. That's over the past years. So it means if I take that 100,000 divided to 19,000, I'll get that 1 out of 5.26 people in Italy got flu in the past, in 2019. Okay? It's very high, it's not very low. 1 out of 5, it's a lot. It's like 20%. Okay, does it make sense? Do you see that? Now, what are the chances you will get coronavirus in Italy? 1 out of how many? You know, Italy is one of the worst countries right now with coronavirus in terms of numbers. 1 out of how many? How many? 1,000, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 7, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 30. Wow. Okay. 1 in 10, you don't know. Okay. But you know that the situation in Italy is bad, yes? You're really aware that the situation in Italy is bad. You've been hearing that the situation is really, really, really bad. Yes? The worst so far, yes. Okay, so the population of Italy is 60.4 million. There are 41,000 cases, so 60 million divided by 41,000, it's 1 out of 1,437. Compared to influenza that both kill, both are dangerous, both are unbelievably bad, the numbers are way different. Did you understand that? It doesn't make sense. Now, this is not just something I'm giving you. This is an actual real data. And if you want, I can click this graph and you can see here the source. Okay, so I'm not just making up some number, yes? You can see that there's about 19,000 cases in 2019, and you will see that out of this 19,000, out of 60 million people divided by 19,000 cases, you get 1 out of 5. So this is the source. It's called apppowerb.com. Okay. Okay, now why they do that? That's really important. But okay, we can say that it gives you, immediately it gives you like, oh, 1 second, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. But to know how bad the situation somewhere, you need to do that in comparison to AIDS, in comparison to lung cancer, in comparison to all the other, just in comparison to how many people died because they visited the hospital. The comparison between people that died just because they visit in the hospital and people that died only in Italy, and I'm talking to you only in Italy, I'm not talking to you worldwide, because worldwide the situation is even better towards Corona, yes? You understand that there is no such big problem, but someone creating this problem. As I told you earlier, if there is a problem, someone is promoting it. You understand? Someone is putting it together. Let's look at how many people die, okay? What are the chances you will die of influenza in Italy? 1 out of how many people? This is just get infected. 1 out of how many people? More or less. 1 out of 100, 1 out of 75, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 35, 1 out of 20,000, 3%, 1,000. You understand what's the problem with 3%? 3% means nothing. Do you understand why I'm saying 3% mean nothing? Because 3% out of 10 or out of 20 or out of 7 billion, it's different, yes? Although the chances are the same, percentage mean nothing because you compare to what? Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the numbers. Influenza between 2016 and 17, over 6 months, okay? So they measure it over 6 months, 43,000 people out of 60 million people. It means that 1 out of 1,404. 1 out of 1,500 people will die from flu. Die from flu, yes? 1 out of 1,500 people. What are the chances that you'll die from coronavirus in Italy? What do you think the chances that you'll die from the coronavirus? 1 out of million, 1 out of 5,000, 1 out of 10,000. Okay, let's have a look. The population, as we know, is 60.4 million. The deaths that they have right now is 3,405. So 60 million divided to 3,000, it's 1 out of 17, yes? 0.7, which mean that if we adjusted, you will see that on a population, it's 17,000, yes, not 17 people, yes. If we adjusted, you will see that your chances are so slim, are almost nothing. You cannot die. You understand? It's like you'll have to work very, very hard to die in Italy from coronavirus. Now, in Italy, each person that died, and by the way, you've got here the source, so you know where I'm coming from, where I take those numbers. Those people that die, all of them, without exception, had a prior condition, all of them. Now, what is the total influenza cases in Italy for April 2020? How many people got influenza in April? In March, sorry, not April. It was supposed to say March. Aren't it? How much in March? How much in March? 86,000? I don't know. Almost zero. Almost zero. Almost zero. So all those cases that used to be influenza are now moving to corona. New cases. New cases, yes. Weird. Now, the World Health Organization estimates that worldwide annual influenza epidemics result in about 3 to 5 million cases of severe illnesses, and about 250 to 500,000 deaths. Okay? If you compare it to Corona, do you have a problem? Do we have a problem? If you look at the numbers, if you compare the numbers, if you actually put the numbers in comparison, there's no problem. What there is someone creating hysteria, someone creating an actual hysteria. It's not a problem. It's a normal thing. People get sick. People heal. People die. It's part of life. When it's becoming a problem, when it is much more than the usual. But if the usual, just from influenza, you've got 3 to 5 million cases. We're talking about 100, 200 cases around the globe when they're counting them cumulative, when they don't reduce the people that actually got healed. So 3 to 5 million cases versus 100,000, 200 cases. Do you understand that if the coronavirus will get on steroid right now, and let's say that it will go at the rate that it's growing right now, even if you really, really, really want, you will not get to 3 to 5 million cases, not even close. Do you get the idea? So someone is trying to frighten everyone. And they do that with big shows, ban on flying, and so on and so on and so on. But if you look at the rate of people getting infected, it doesn't make sense. You understand? Yeah, someone is not trying. You're right. Yes, exactly. You will see that there is an exact reason for why it's happening. Okay, but let's forget for a second. Let's leave for a second that specific the numbers, because regardless of the reason, we need the handling, and we need the handling. We need the handling because if we don't have handling, what we do, we contribute to the problem. You really have to understand that in any situation, you either contribute to the problem or you remove the problem, or you're contributing to the solution. There is no inaction state in this universe. If you don't help right now, you're actually damaging. If I'm not becoming more your friend, I'm becoming more your enemy. If I don't make money today, and especially me because I'm Jewish, if I'm not getting more money today, I'm losing money. You don't have the same because things cost money, so you lose money, you understand? So at any given moment, what you do is really important. Why the coronavirus is so successful? Because there's such a big agreement around its damaging. But if you look at the numbers in compared to other numbers, you have to be insane to think that there's a problem. Do you understand? Do you see the point? The only problem the coronavirus represents is the hysteria. The only problem. Okay, so now let's look. While most countries have at least one case of the coronavirus, only 43 countries have at least one person who dies of the virus. That is 31% of the countries across the globe over almost 4 months, or a third of a year. There is not one country across the globe that doesn't have at least one dead person due to flu, AIDS, car accident, etc. So what is more dangerous? Obviously, all those other diseases, all those other things. Where do you put your attention on? Do you understand? Imagine someone told you in the past 4 months, imagine someone tell you in the past 4 months that for 1 billion times, 1 billion times, that your cell phone is deadly because it's emitting radiation. Deadly, but 4 billion times, not just like you heard here and there once every few months you hear something, but they don't tell you much. But there will be like 4 billion times, and they will bring experts, and the government will go on to it, and they say, yes, cell phones are dangerous, and expert will come to the radio and say, cell phones are dangerous, and everyone will say cell phones are dangerous. Are you going to use cell phones? No. Because someone said that it's dangerous, and it says that 4 billion times. Does it actually, does the cell phone actually get dangerous all of a sudden? No. No, they are not dangerous. If you understand, if you really understand how cell phone works, you will understand exactly what's dangerous and what not, and you can do something about it. 5G is another nonsense. It's another nonsense. You really have to understand what it is. People been living under radiation, radio frequency radiation or electromagnetic radiation for a long time, for 60 whatever years. Or yeah, not 60, from probably, I'm estimating about 100 years, 150 years now, that is different kind of radiation. Yes? So I don't see that people die more. I see that people die less. The people live for longer. Okay, now does it kill or not? That before you understand how, you understand, not here. There's a big difference between understand and hearing. Yes, before you understand how radio frequency work, how they affect the body, how they affect the environment, what distance have to do with the effect on the body, etc., before you really understand. All you do, you parroting something that someone say, and by that, you yourself causing damage. You promoting the fear, because the fear will create more damage than all the 5G combined in the next 50 years. On you and on everyone else. Because at the end, the spirit is senior to the body. At the end, the spirit is senior to the body, and spirit in a good condition will not get hurt from anything. Do you get the idea? So the fear is much worse than any 5 or 6 or 70G. So when you hear someone that telling you it's dangerous, you need to know he doesn't know, because people that know don't think that anything is dangerous. They think, okay, there's a barrier here, let's find the handling. They don't promote fear. When someone tells you it's dangerous, you need to know he lost control. Do you understand? How do you know someone is bullshitting? He tells you it's dangerous, because when someone knows, he's doing something about it. You understand? Thank you. Creating mass hysteria and then fear. Yes. Yeah. Now, let's go back to our coronavirus and look at some data, okay? Just to give you numbers, yes? How many people die per day worldwide, okay? So from the coronavirus, you've got more or less 103 people that die per day. Car accident, 3,000 people. Aspirin, 8. Pneumonia, 7,000. Flu, 1,700. Any problem that caused by doctors is 465, and HIV 2,000. Where is the problem? Someone trying to put you in a state of inaction, and we're going to fix it. Just hysteria, that's all. They want to make you into a puppet. Okay? Now, the only way to fix the problem is to isolate the source of the problem. Do you agree with that? You agree with that, yes? Excellent. The only way to fix the problem is to isolate the source of the problem. Why? Why? Why do you need the source of the problem? Why do you need what creates the problem? The coronavirus is a new problem, so you can it can be made seem bigger, and it is truly is when evaluating gets other problem. Yes, it's nonsense. It's not a problem, and it doesn't kill someone that doesn't have prior condition. No, because they are trying to isolate us. Yes. So what do you need? Why do you need the source of the problem? Otherwise, you are affecting lots of things. Yes. Problem, it would continue if not isolated. Yes, the source keep the problem in place, Chris, that's correct. No danger or fear, no problem. Yes. Okay, good. Let's have a look. Because otherwise you don't know what you need to handle. And you will handle the wrong source and bring about a worse condition. If you think, let's have a look. Let's say that this is the problem, okay? This is the problem, and we have two forces that are going once against each other. Yes, this is the problem, and I don't see those. I don't see the source. I don't see this guy, and I don't see that guy. I don't know where it's coming from. So what I do, I'm here, okay? I'm standing here, and there are here many other people, many other problems, and people, and all around me. Now the distance here is quite far. This is like let's say 500 meters, and I have a gun in my hand. So I need to be quite accurate to shoot the right person, yes, to shoot the right source of the problem. So since I don't see it, what are the chances that I will aim here out of all the other options that I have? If I don't see the source of the problem, what are the chances that I will aim exactly at that person or that exactly? It's actually not 1 of 360. It's actually 1 to infinite. It's infinite because every time every division here, I can divide by 2 even more. So it can be 360, it can be 720, it can be every time I can divide by 2. Specific, not mathematically, practically. You don't know if you cannot, if the distance is big enough, what you have is you don't know what to do. You will not hit it. Okay? If you don't know what's the source, your chances of hitting the source is almost zero. That's why most people are not successful, because they don't know what is the real source of the problem. So they take their wife, their husband, their children, the car, their dog, they just attack. They attack, and then they get tired of being attacked. They lost enough times, so they stop even attacking. And what they start to is to believe. It's really fascinating. Self-isolation cannot work. Think about it. How can self-isolation work? Let's say that I isolated the whole planet, okay? I isolated the whole planet. Good, everyone? Okay. We don't know what's the source exactly of the coronavirus, and I put everyone in 2 months. Everyone now has no coronavirus, okay? But we don't know where the coronavirus come from. So now you get people to go out, and like we got it the first time, we will get it the second time. So what are we going to do? Every 3 months, we're going to isolate everyone for 6 months? And for what? What's the damage versus the reward? How many people are we going to save? Let's say, let me give you a question, okay? Assuming you have a car here, okay? There's a car, and in this car, there are 5 people, okay? And this car is going that direction, okay? And this is the road the car is on, okay? And assuming that here there's a cliff. If they don't stop, they will die, all the 5 people. Okay, so far so good. Everyone understand the problem they have? Good. Now, assuming that, let's say that there is one person standing here on the side of the road, total bystander. He did nothing, he's not involved, okay? But if they will hit that person, the 5 people will be saved. What's the right thing to do? To hit him or not? Hit him. Don't know. Yeah. To stop. You cannot stop. There's no way to stop. Let's say there's no way to stop. That's the theoretical question. All of them are of the same quality of people. You can either hit him or not. What's the right thing to do? Do you understand the question? There is no way to do anything else. In our example, that's the only way. Save one, kill one. Look at that. Now, if you have here not 5, you have here 7 billion, okay? Let's say that you have here 8 billion people, and here there is, let's say, I will exaggerate and I will say 200,000 people that you need to kill to save 800 people, 8 billion people. What do you think is the right thing to do? Kill them, yes? Do you understand? Now, what do you do? What do you do right now? What the governments that are totally insane, because they're just people. They don't know really. They really don't know. You will expect them to know, but they don't. They don't know what is right and what is wrong. Yes. Yeah, with sad heart, you must let the 200,000 people die. So what they do, they kill much more than 200,000 people, because you take all those businesses, you take all of those people that cannot survive, and you don't hear about them, but they will die from the heartbreak, and they will die. Not those 200 people. I estimate that you will have in the next 6 months, if something drastic is not done about what's going on, if we don't do something about it, I estimate, and the reason why I'm putting so much time and attention on this is because I estimate that within the next 6 months, you will see at least 10 million people die within the next 6 months, physically die, and the result thereafter will be probably another something like 50 to 100 million people that will suffer for years and years and years. Why? Because I've been in Israel when there was a major financial disaster. There was a disaster where one day they took their money, and when you had $100, it became $1. But the prices didn't change, yes? So people lost everything, and people killed themselves, and families got destroyed, and people for probably somewhere like 20 years did not recover from that disaster. We are heading to the same disaster and worse, unless we do something about it. And we can do something about it. All we have to do is to take what I'm doing here, to take what you've learned, and basically you yourself promote that data. And number 2, you yourself don't agree with the nonsense that it's dangerous. Okay. How would you define insanity? How would you define insanity? How would you define insanity? You're very welcome. Mind stuck in the past, attention stuck in the past, inability to see reality, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, unable to think logically, being stuck in the past. Yes, John Carvalho, looking at the past, attention stuck on the past. Okay, so the definition that if you are studying with me, you know that insanity is not doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition of tenacity. You go to the gym and you push weights again and again and again, and you expect different results. You expect your muscle to grow more and more and more. So attention stuck in the past is one of the definitions, but there's another definition that I want to, just to correct Mr. Albert Einstein a little bit. To undertake random actions and expect a predefined reaction. To undertake random actions and expect a predefined reaction. This is the condition where you have this endless options of what is wrong, and you just shoot somewhere. You undertake random actions and you expect to hit exactly the source of the problem. I take random actions, I just shoot, and I expect to hit something that I don't see. Predefined reaction. You understand? Yes, John Hobbes said fear, yeah. Okay. Now, the random actions are shotgun action. It's a shotgun approach. You don't know what's the source, so you shoot everywhere. Since you don't know who to shoot, you shoot everyone. That's what happened right now. Since you don't know who to shoot, you shoot the whole population, everyone in isolation, everyone not allowed to work, everyone getting this bombarded with it's dangerous, it's dangerous, it's dangerous, and you believe them that it's dangerous. So of course it will become dangerous because you have to be right. You have to understand, you have to be right. If you agree that the coronavirus is danger, you will get the coronavirus. Who will get the coronavirus? Anyone that really believes that it's dangerous. Yes, we did. Now, it happened when you are afraid. It happened when you are afraid. When a person is afraid, what is the definition of fear? What is the definition of fear? What is the definition of fear? Not knowing, lack of knowledge. What is the definition of fear? Unknown, scared to stop you from, fear, fabricated aggregation appearing real. That's very good. Lack of communication, yes. Excellent. So fear is an unwillingness to communicate. If I do what? You close your eyes because you are not willing to communicate, and then you're afraid. It's a state of blindness, yes. Yes, it's not false evidence appearing real because evidence cannot be false by definition. It's really fascinating. So what happened when you don't see, when you cannot see the source of the problem, when you don't see the source of the problem, you become blind. When someone hits you from all over, you become blind. You believe that you cannot see. How do you believe that you don't see? You don't see the source of the problem. If you don't see a source of the problem, if you don't know where you are, you don't see the source of the problem. You don't know why you're falling. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why you're losing money. You don't know why your wife is upset with you. If you don't know, you will start to be afraid, because when you don't see the source of the problem, you will be afraid. Do you understand? Because when you see, by definition, the word see in or the ability to communicate with something, when you see something, you gain at that moment the ability to control it. So when you don't see, you actually lost the ability to control it, and you will be insane. You will take your last bullets and shoot all over. You will shoot yourself as well. You will shoot your friends because you don't see. When you are drowning, you will take with you the person that wants to come and help you. It is like when an animal is wounded, it will attack the person that come to help it because it doesn't know what's the source of the problem. It doesn't separate between something that come to help it and something that come to hate it, to hurt it. Do you understand? What is the purpose of fear? Gain control. What is the purpose of fear? Control. Stop action. Control. Control of others, yes. This is really fascinating. The purpose of fear is something really, really fascinating. The purpose of fear is to cause you to believe. The purpose of fear is to cause you to believe. When you believe, you give away yourself, yes? So the purpose of fear is to cause you to believe, to lose yourself, while getting you to think, oh, wow, that's amazing. Do you understand that? Does it make sense to you? The purpose of fear is to cause you to believe. When someone tell you it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, they're trying to make you weak, and how they want you to believe. You take God, and God don't tell you to believe. God tell you know that there is God. That's different than believing, yes? You take a rabbi that wants to control you, and he say, well, you need to believe in God. No, I don't need to believe in God. I need to know that there is God. Do you understand? Big difference. Big difference. They want you to believe. Anyone that wants you to be afraid, anyone that spreads fear wants you to believe, which means makes you zero. Now, how would you define belief? What does it mean to believe? What does it mean to believe? What does it mean to believe? Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. To trust in something blindly, lack of knowing, except without proof. Yes? Something you will follow, doubt. Okay, so believe, except without evidence, not the truth. Yes. Yeah. What they want you to stop doing is actually they want you to accept without inspection. That's why they give you generality. There's 300 people more die today. It's a generality. It sounds like it's a number. 300 people die today. What is 300? In comparison to billion, or in comparison to 5, or in comparison to 100? The number of death has been doubled today. It's pandemic. What does it mean? It's all generality. It is dangerous. Yes, John. So to accept without inspection. When someone has been afraid for a long time, let's say someone he's done something bad and he's a criminal and he's been afraid. He knows he's going to jail. He may go to jail. He may go to jail. He will be afraid. When he realizes he's going to jail, he will usually become very religious, or he will start to believe in something, or he will become yogi, or he will become something. He will start to now believe, and then he will have faith. When someone tell you, I have faith, basically what they tell you, listen, I'm going down for a long time, and now I need not only believe, I have faith. Faith is belief on steroids. Faith is when you really not inspecting, you admit that you cannot look. When someone tell you have faith, it means you admit that you cannot inspect. You understand? Here you accept without inspecting, but you still can. When you believe, you still can. When you have faith, it means I'm not inspecting. Cannot. Do you understand that? Yeah, that's why religion ruled, because God did not want religion to rule. God actually wants to make you stronger. He wants you to know that there is God, and not because you accept it, because you know it, not because someone pushed it to you 7 billion times or 1.4 billion times per day or per week or per month. Believe is abandonment of awareness of counter effort. When you believe, you don't see the counter effort. Someone can shoot you and you will not know that he's shooting you. When someone can steal from you and you will not see that he's stealing from you, because you don't see the counter effort. Handing out of the majority of the control center in an area. This is what you do when you believe. It is a slow or fast degradation, but always result in a degradation. The more you believe, the more everyone will get degraded. Why? Because if you don't inspect, you cannot do the right thing. Because to do something right, you need to inspect. Does it make sense to you? You get the idea. You get the idea. Inspect is different than doubt. Yes, that is two opposing certainties. Inspection is not, has nothing to do with that. The source of the problem can be said to be the boss. It can be said to be the boss over the problem. And the other side, the effect side, can be said to be the believer. The source of the problem is the boss, and the other side, the sucker, is the believer. Do you understand? If someone steals from you, it's because you believed him. He was your friend and he cheated you. You believed him. He was your husband and he cheated you because you believed him. Otherwise, he wouldn't become your husband. So the source, the boss, is actually the guy that cheated. You understand? Because you believed. For as long as he cheated you, you believed he was the boss. You were being manipulated. Now, do you agree with that? Do you understand this concept? Believing is really something not good. When someone said to me, you know, I believe you, basically what he says, listen, if it goes right, it's us. If it goes wrong, it's you, because I believed you. I believed in you. Do you understand? It's funny, but it's true. It's like if someone comes to you and do a deal with you and say, you know, I'm doing the deal with you because I believe you, you need to run away or at least educate him. Why? Because when he says, I believe you, he tells you, listen, mister, if it goes right, it's us. But if it goes wrong, I have someone to blame because I believed in you. Do you understand? When you believe the government, when you believe something on the news without looking for data of comparable magnitude, without comparing it to something, you actually become the slave, the believer. Okay? In regard to the coronavirus, we have a few candidates to take the position of the boss. Okay? Let's see what's the candidates. Okay? We have a few candidates. Who is the boss? The government, your spouse, your body, your mind. I had to throw the spouse, you know. Your mind, the spirit, or someone or something else. Who is the boss in regards to the coronavirus? We are me. The media, me. World Health Organization, fear, the TV news, spirit, your spirit. Pharma companies, me. Okay, let's have a look. Something else? I don't know. Okay, the spirit. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look. At any given time, you can be cause or effect and nothing in between. Do you agree with that? There's no maybe. In this universe, there's no maybe. Do you understand that? Yes? How do I know that there's no maybe? Two things. Number one, in this universe, nothing is equal, but you work so hard on your doubts, keeping your doubts in place. You work so hard keeping that in place because there is no doubt. There is no doubt. So you work so hard in keeping your doubt in place so that at any given moment in time, what you have, let's say a doubt is two opposing certainties. So you have a certainty from one side and another certainty from the other side, yes? But in reality, at any given moment, this side is a little bit stronger, and then this side is a little bit stronger, and then this side is a little bit stronger, and this side is a little bit stronger. That's why it's a maybe. It seems like it's not moving, but it's moving. There's nothing in this universe that do not move. Are you with me? Good, excellent. Perfect. When you are cause, the effect is something you look at and control. Yes, John. When you are cause, the effect is something you look at and control. Do you agree with that? So if you don't control something, you actually an effect. You are a believer. For as long as you're not controlling it, you are a believer. If you are Jewish, you can put a yarmulke, and if not, you can put something else. If you, for as long as you are not in control, you are an effect and you are the believer. Okay? When you agree to become effect, you are controlled by your own causation, and hence the belief is so strong. It's still you. So I'll explain what I mean, okay? So when I'm agreeing, so there's the force here and force here. When I believe that I lost control, what does it mean? I agreed that I'm going backward. Even for a millimeter, even a little bit. I agreed that I'm going backward, but I agreed that I'm going backward not because I decided, but because the other side decided. So he's overwhelming me. So why is it so powerful? Because it is my power, not the other side. Do you get the idea? So when you don't have money, it is you. You're just not admitting it because you believe that it's something else. This thing about believing that it's something else is unbelievable. Yes, it's just fascinating because it's always you. Anything that reduces your consideration is your enemy. Your causation, sorry. Anything that reduces your causation is your enemy. Anything that make you an effect is your enemy. Do you agree with that? If someone tells you it's dangerous, it's dangerous, it's dangerous, you need to know that thing is your enemy, regardless if how they dressed, if they dressed in a suit or if they dressed with anything. If they tell you are that something that make you less cause, you need to know one thing for sure: they don't want something good for you. Do you understand? Yes, if it is negative, it's accepted, Monica. Okay. Okay. Now, who is your biggest enemy in life? Who is your biggest enemy in life, you think? Me, yourself, the physical universe, fear, think you're smart, self, your doubt, fear. Me. Most people will tell you that it's you. You are your own enemy. You are your worst enemy. People tell you you are your worst enemy. You are not your worst enemy. You are your worst judge. But you are definitely not your worst enemy. Can a car be the enemy of a car? Can the car be the enemy of itself? Think about it. Can the car be the enemy of the car? Can the hand be the enemy of the hand? Do you understand? So when you say it's me, something here is fascinating. The biggest enemy is not you. The biggest enemy is not you. The biggest enemy, your biggest enemy is someone else, is something else. Your biggest enemy is not you. Your biggest enemy is, any idea? You are your best friend, not enemy. That's correct. Allowing it to be an effect, yes. The physical universe, hysteria, physical universe, fear, consideration, bank, yes. Physical universe, the boss, yes. The unknown, yes. Mind, Arjuna, very nice. Your past, JJ, exactly. Your past, your experience is your biggest enemy and only enemy. Okay, so let me explain what I'm saying before you getting what am I talking about? Let me explain to you, okay? But I need everyone, like we have 100 and something people on the call. I need you to tell me if you agree with that or not. Do you agree that time started at one point and it goes on and on and on and on and on? Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Yes, makes sense to you. Time started on and it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. Okay? Now, do you agree that before the time there was no time? We can say that before the time, before this universe started, there was no time, yes? Agree with that, yes? Excellent. Okay. So something, when there was no time, if there is no time, something cannot continue. Do you agree with that? Because to continue, you need time, because you continue over time, yes? Excellent. Yes. Good. So before time, we can say that before time there was nothing, because nothing can continue. Nothing is mean there is no time. There's nothing to continue, because there may be something, but this something do not continue. So before the beginning, we can say, before the beginning of time, we had a condition where nothing continued. Do you agree with that? And now what happened? Now what happened? At a certain moment, never mind why at the moment, something appeared here. Agree or not? So this thing that appeared, this something, we can call this universe a universe of something. This something that appeared here come from nothing. Do you agree with that? Yes, good. And now, so we know that something cannot create something. Do you agree that a car cannot create cars? An atom cannot create atom. It is observable that in the physical universe there is no something out of nothing. Do you agree with that? In no physics, there is no physics that says in this universe that something can create something. Perpetual moduli do not work, yes? You need something external to bring about something else, yes? Which means that everything that we have here came from nothing, yes? And otherwise what we have is changing of what already exists. So we have in this universe one of two things, either changing of an existing form or something that come out of nothing. Do you agree with that or not? Yes. Okay, good. Now, every moment that you go forward and you agree with something that exists, you agree with one law and you agree with another law, you agree with another thing that happened. There's a road now, there's a wall, there's an airplane, there's many things. Every time you agree, what you do actually, you can say that time or the past, you can say that the past is the sum of all the limitation you agreed to. Past equal the sum of all your limitation. Do you agree with that or not? Your experience is actually a limitation, yes? And now one day you find yourself here. And you forgot, you don't know that this thing, that all this past come from nothing. You were a young person, you had nothing, you didn't know anything, and you created something happily. But now 20, 30, 40 years later, you are 80 years old, and you will see that everything that you look at is what you cannot do. What you can do is subject to all the limitation, while young people see all the possibilities. So when you look backward, you see limitation. When you look forward, you see possibilities. Do you see the difference? When you look backward, you see limitations. When you see forward, you see only possibilities. Okay? Are you with me? Do you agree with that? Good. So some people who look forward see only limitation. They don't look forward then. Do you understand that in the forward, there is nothing? Do you understand that the future will never come? Do you understand that in the future there is nothing? You see that in the forward is nothing. How many things there is tomorrow? How many things there is tomorrow? Nothing. It's not there. And tomorrow will always be tomorrow. You understand? So the future contain no limitations, and the past contain increasing size of limitation. So the only way for you to actually succeed is to look from here to, and this we can call this area the spiritual universe or the spirit. And the spirit, the only possibility of the only thing that the spirit knows how to do is to bring something out of nothing. It can say it is, and it is. That's it. And the whole physical universe just continuously convincing you that you need experience. And the more you agree with the idea that you need experience, the less of you will have. And you will get to the idiotic conclusion that you are your worst enemy. Whoever said that was really very old, probably. Because you are the only thing that can bring something out of nothing. You get the idea. Do you understand that? Yes, thank you. You understand the idea, yes? This is really important for handling. Thank you, Ray. It's really important for the handling of the coronavirus, and you will see within a second why. It is your biggest enemy since it hides you. It makes something else other than yourself more important than you. What does it mean? When you build past, this past hides you. You are here. And the past, the more you go, the further you go forward in life, if you don't know what I'm talking to you, the further you are from you, you add more and more limitation. You consider that you're getting older. You consider that you're getting weaker. You consider that you have more limitations. If someone at the age of 6 will tell you, daddy lost money, you'll say, well, make new money. What's the problem? It will be really easy. Just print money, what's the problem? But if someone at the age of 60 lost money, he thinks, oh, it's impossible, because he immediately see all the limitation instead of seeing all the possibilities. You get the idea? The best time to make money, by the way, is the worst time for everyone, because everyone is in inaction. Everyone is total effect. So any little something similar to cause that you are, and you will be successful. Most really rich people are rich because there was bad time. Most people that are really rich, they are rich because there was bad times. And at that bad time, they didn't look at the past. They decided, whoa, let's create. Because everyone is so useless, so it's easy to be unuseless. Do you get the idea? Yeah. Yes, it is amazing. Who do you believe in the most? Who do you think you believe in the most? If you look, who you believe in the most, who you don't argue with, other than your wife, my parents, me, Monica, yes, me is Meir, yes, Meir Ezra, yes, myself, me. Who do you believe in the most? I'll tell you, each one of you, even if I don't know you, I'll tell you who you believe in the most. Yeah, and me, yes. I'll tell you who you believe in the most. I'll tell you. Okay? Even if I don't know you, even if I never met you, tell you who you believe in the most. You most believe your past. Boom, yes. You must believe your past. You can sit in a nice air-conditioned room and say me, and na, and wonderful, and have a cognition that it's me and everything, but when I do, you immediately look at your past to tell you what to do. Do you agree with that? So true. Now, and your past makes you weak. The past kills. What kills you is your past. Why do you die at the end? Because of your past, not because of the future. Do you get that? Do you understand that you never actually, in the physical universe, you never deal in real causation, only in effect? Yes? Past performance is not indicator of future result. Of course not. Before I was successful, I was sitting on a nowhere island in Thailand doing nothing. Oh, not doing nothing, it's not true, but not even compared, like nothing compared to what I've done after that. And hence, the purpose of fear is to make you believe, and you believe in your past. The purpose of fear is to send you through the past. It's actually the most degrading thing for a person. There is nothing more degrading to you than believing in your past. Yes, it re-stimulates you. The purpose of fear is to throw you into the past. That's the purpose. That's what they do. And if you contribute to that only, now you understand that you create here from here. So when you say, yes, it's dangerous, when you say, yes, it's dangerous, you add here, yes, it is going to be dangerous. Thank you, Mitch. So the purpose of fear is to throw you into the past. And you see that people that stuck in the past are really not in action. They're in action. They don't act because the past is the sum of all your limitations. How slow you are in direct ratio to how much you agree with your past, and how much you live in reverse ratio to how much you agree with your past. Okay? So what is your body first purpose? What is your body first purpose? What the body wants the most? Yes. In the past, people always think they are most sure, yes, smarter. What the body wants other than chocolate? Yes. So the group that is spreading the fear about the corona must, yes, exactly. Yes, they want to control. Yes, and we will see exactly what they want to control. So what is your body first purpose other than cigar? Survive, yes. Survive, to have, survive. Coffee is also good, yes. Survival and coffee, yes, you are very smart. To be, John Page, to be. To give you senses, yes. To sleep, yes. Yes, Greg, it was the lighter. To move things. Monica, sex, yes. To experience. To be healthy, yes. Okay. So I'll tell you what is your body first purpose. Most important. What's your body doing all day long? The first purpose, the most basic purpose of the body. Your body number one purpose is to convince you it is the boss. And so you can serve the body rather than use the body. It's trying to tell you all day long, he is the boss and you are a slave. You need to sleep a certain amount of hours. You need to be in a specific temperature. You need to, if you do anything out of line, you get pain. It tells you how many push-ups you can do. Even if there is a very nice blonde next to you, you cannot continue. You cannot impress her because the body tells you, I am the boss. Does it make sense to you? Its purpose is to make you into a slave. The body wants to make the spirit into a slave. Do you get the idea? Yes? So how do you recover? How do you recover? This is all wonderful theory. If we don't have a way to recover, it's quite useless. Be the boss and control the body. How? Do the opposite. Yes, but what if it's now painful? What if someone come to you and say, coronavirus, 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 and everyone run away like they heard Mufasa, 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 you know? Argue with it, yes. Decide on the gradient scale, yes. Kill it. Yeah, that's a good solution, Monica. To make you like the pain, yes. Take control, but how? What does it mean? Communicate with the body and have him agree. You are the boss. Attending my webinars, that will help you a lot, that's true. Now he's talking. Okay, good. I'm going to give you a first aid, a spiritual first aid, okay? I'm going to give you a spiritual first aid for you and a spiritual first aid for the children, okay? Because both need it. It's a different kind, it's the same idea that you need to do, but it's a different kind of thing, and you need to take that and do it and do it and do it and make sure that other people doing that first aid, because it will move you from a position of total effect, and it will balance the bad news from that in the media all the time, and you will see that you can do something about it, and I expect you to actually take this thing. I will put on YouTube this recording, and I expect you to forward this recording. By the way, today I started a series of tips that I'm calling the Corona's Truth. And every day I will give you one of those things. And I need you to promote this thing, because if we will put enough of this truth on the planet by itself will not eat the nonsense that the media give it. But we need enough people to be pushing that out. I'm doing it totally free, so you just need to help me to push it out. It's really your mission. If you understand, you really have to do that, to help me, okay? So here we go. Yeah, Susan, that's why I need you. Okay, good, let's start. The only way to recover physically is by healing the source of the problem, the spirit. Okay, do you agree with that? So we need to recover you. We need to be able to take you out of here, out of your past, and we need to not let you just look at the future from the past, because you don't look at the future while you're in the past. You need to be out before the beginning. You need to go to before the beginning and look there. And how do you bring about, let me just clean up this thing. How do you, if this is the beginning of time, and this is the physical, this is time, okay? And this is the physical universe, and this is the spiritual universe, okay? And we said that we're bringing things here from nothing into something. How do you bring from something from nothing? What's the mechanism of bringing from nothing to creating something from nothing? What's the mechanism? Postulates, idea, thought, ideas, exactly. The tool that we use to bring something out of nothing is you just put ideas, not logical ideas, not beautiful ideas, not practical ideas, just ideas, any idea, anything. Just imagine. If you can imagine, here is the area of no imagination. So this is, time can be defined, or experience can be defined, the convincing elements or that you cannot imagine, because everything is already have a prior reason. So how much you cannot imagine, the more prior reason you have, because this is the laws. You agree to the laws, so you cannot imagine a different behavior. Yes. So what you want to go to before the beginning. Only when you are before the beginning, when you say the hell with the rules, you say, whoa, let me come up with ideas. You will recover this muscle that called you. Okay? So let's see how we're doing it. It is the unwillingness to admit causation and lose the fun. The only way to recover physically is by healing the source of the problem, the spirit. It is the unwillingness to admit causation and lose the fun. This is when you believe. This is when you are not the boss. Why will some people get sick and some will not get sick? Why you can take people and some get sick and some not? The spirit weakness, yes. High tone won't get sick, yes. Protest, weakness, agreement. Aspirin, yes. Get some benefit from it. Yes. Okay, let's have a look. Here is something that will not be easy for you to accept at first glance, okay? So I'm warning you, this is not something easy. This is high gradient. You need to be willing to look at that, and then you decide if it's right for you or not. Okay, so if you don't agree with that, it's okay. This is just my viewpoint. It's not necessarily true. Are we in agreement with that? Okay? Agree? Okay, good. Everything that happened to you, you first put out as an idea. Everything that happened to you, you first put out as an idea. Do you agree with that or not? Yes, everything that happened to you. So for example, if you decided you want to smoke, you had the idea, well, it will be nice smoking. If you decided, if you had an accident, you first had the idea that accident could happen. You get the idea, yes? You need to understand that, because then, or you don't even need to understand that. It's just a viewpoint, because the next things that I'm going to give you, the drill that I'm going to give you next, will be the drill that will actually get you to be able to create just by ideas. Okay? Now, do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree? So I'll ask you. Okay, let's have a look further. Anything that happened in this universe has a prior cause or had a purpose. Do you agree with that? That anything that happened in this universe had a prior cause or had a purpose. So someone had a purpose here. So we had a purpose here. The purpose was to build a building. So the next thing you have is a building, yes? The purpose, someone or something had a purpose. And because of that, something happened next in the physical universe. Okay, it's a sequence of purposes. Agree with that or not? It applies to anything. Anything that happened in this universe has a prior cause or had a purpose. You can say that what is the result of a prior purpose. If you have a coffee in front of you, you had a purpose to make a coffee. If you have a building, someone or some people had a purpose to build it. If there was two particles here, if something at the beginning came here, something here, or a nothing here had the purpose to bring this thing about, to make it continue. Do you agree with that? Okay, very good. Yes, perfect. Okay, and I'm getting to the handling within a second, okay? You can only because. Do you understand that you cannot be effect? Because you is here, you are here, you are nothing, You cannot be effect. You understand? And nothingness cannot be effect. You can only be cause. But all you do, everything you do all day long, day in and day out, you deal only with effect. You never in the physical universe deal with effect. With the cause, sorry. You never in the physical universe you deal with cause. Because why? If I look at the physical universe, let's say I'm here, okay? And I'm looking at something here in the physical universe. Let's say that I'm looking at a car. Do you understand that when I looked at the car has been created already, and I look at an effect? Do you understand that? You never deal with cause. There is no cause in the physical universe. In the physical universe, there is only a change of what has been created already. Are you with me or not? Okay, good. So you got that concept. So you can only be cause, but yet you're dealing only with effect, yes? Now you use your body to experience effect, since you cannot be an effect. The reason someone take a body is to experience the sensation, because you, the spirit, cannot be an effect. It's an impossibility for you. Ashley, thank you. It's an impossibility for you to experience something. You need something to experience through. So you have a body to experience through, or you have a measuring device to experience through, or you have eyes, or you have a mind to experience something. You, the spirit, cannot experience anything because you are cause. Do you understand that? Yes, it is big one. It is fascinating and powerful, yes. Okay, so if something happened to you, you caused it, because you cannot be an effect. You are only cause. Okay, now the price you pay is pain, etc. This is the price for having this sensation. You get pain. You get into a relationship, you have a body, you buy a car, there's pain connected to it. Sooner or later, it will bring you a pain. It's always a liability. The more things you have, the more liabilities you have. Do you understand? So cause it can't experience anything. No. You have to agree somehow to be an effect. And how you do that? By taking some kind of heaviness. Now, the way to heal the body is to recover the spirit ability to create. Because for long time, you said, I'm effect. So a small virus that have no energy of its own even can make you sick. So if the spirit become very cause over things and it is creating everything it wants, the body start to act out again. Yes, of course. Because you just cause. You have to know that you need to understand the mechanism, so you're actually controlling it. Because otherwise you would say, I have no way to experience any pleasure. So no, it's not good. Okay, the immediate handling. I'm going to give you the immediate handling right now, and it applies to the coronavirus, and it's applied to anything. Okay, here is the immediate handling. This is what I call a spiritual first aid. Okay, so here it is. You should write it down, and you should try it at home. Here we go. Number one, you have a non-optimum condition. You are sick, you don't have money, you have headache, you are married. No, I'm joking. you have a non-optimum condition, okay? So you have a non-optimum condition, okay? The next thing you do, you name it. You give it a name. So you know what we're talking about. It's not just a feeling, you give it a name. You really have to define it, what it is, what exactly it is. And the next thing you do, you make a list of one more reason you have for that non-optimum condition. So let's say you have a headache and you say, okay, give me one more reason for, you tell to yourself, give me, what can be? And you need to invent. It doesn't have to be even real, yes? You just come up with one more reason to have that headache. One more reason, one more reason. And you stop when something has improved. You don't continue when something is improved. So far, so good. So you worry about the coronavirus, and that's your problem. You say, well, I'm worried about the coronavirus, the corona issue. And you say, okay, one more reason why I have that worry. One more reason why I have that worry. One more reason. You fight with your husband. One more reason why I fight with him. One more reason why I fight with him. One more reason why I fight with him. And you make a list, and you make a list, and you make a list, and you write it down, you write it down, and you write it down, and you will see something will improve. It will go away. Why? Because when you are here, you are the effect of things. When you come up with one more reasons, two things you do. Number one, you admit that you had a reason for it already. So one more reason means that you now putting more reason. You know that it's you, yes? So you say, I have a headache, so one more reason for me to have a headache, I don't want to work. Okay, one more reason, because when I have a headache, I can actually watch Netflix. Or one more reason why I'm eating so much, because I want to watch Netflix. One more reason, because I want to be slower. One more reason, because I don't want to go and look at my email. One more reason, because Jupiter is it didn't say good morning to me. Whatever, you can say anything. It's not really important if it's logical or not. Actually, you'll find that it's at the end, it's not logical, yes? It is something that makes no logic. The thing that you will cognite on makes no sense, okay? So you just make that list, and you 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 will see that you will improve. You are sick. Regardless of how bad is the sickness, do that, and it will go away. If you really do that, if you write a book, or it doesn't have to be a lot, but if you really do that again and again and again and again, the sickness will go away. You stop at the win, yes, Lisa. Now, the application is endless since it makes you create the reason, and by that make you cause. You understand? It makes you create the reason. It makes you make the reason. If you don't affected by the reason, you make the reason. You understand the difference, yes? Now with kids, it can be done as a game. With kids, it can be done as a game, okay? How do you do that with kids? You pick up one non-optimum condition, and the kids pick up one non-optimum condition. So each one of you pick up a non-optimum condition, okay? And you're telling them we're going to play a game, yes? Now you both name the condition, and you keep it secret. You don't tell the other side what is the condition. So let's say I have my condition is I have a headache, and my father condition is he's tired, okay? And now the game is the person with the non-optimum condition. You do that on an alternate basis. One, I'm having the non-optimum condition, and once the other side. So the person with the non-optimum condition give his reason for that non-optimum condition. He give the reason, he doesn't say. So he say, because I don't want to eat. But he doesn't say what it is, what the condition is, and on alternating basis. So once I say and once the other say, while the other person need to guess the condition. So if I play it with my father need to guess that I don't want to eat. That's why I have that condition. You understand? So you play. You say, I say, well, my reason was that I was tired, and my father need to guess what is the thing that I'm thinking about, the non-optimum condition. The person that guesses the condition first win. The person that guesses the condition first win, yes? Now, it can be played many times on the same area until the area is of no interest to the person, until the kid says, I don't like it anymore, it's handled, okay? Yes, I will show you the prior slide again, and you will get a video as well, okay? So the idea is that you one time, you give the you give the reason for the non-optimum condition, and the kid try to guess what it is. And on the other hand, the kid gives you the reason for the non-optimum condition, and you guess why it is. And if you do that enough times, you will see that not only you will help your kid, but you will recover. If you do that just like that as a game, you yourself will recover. This is unbelievable. Now, what you want is the person with the bad condition to come up with his or her reasons for the bad condition, and the person that guesses simply gives him a terminal. He just needs to be there to listen. That's all. You understand that? If you do that, there is no condition that cannot be handled by that. Do you get the idea? This is one of the most powerful things for kids and adults. It's not only for kids, but it's really important for kids because kids hear all these things and they are worried, they're afraid, and they're going down and down and down, and they believe more and more and more and more. And how will you handle it? Thank you, John. Yes. Okay, so far so good. So this is your first aid. In the act, I'm going to deliver the Corona Survival Pack. And this is a series of 3 webinars. As you know, they cost $17, and I'm going to donate the money. All the profit goes to donation of people that get hurt by the Corona and that still affect. So I'm going to do this series of webinars, and I hope that you will join if you didn't join already. And in that series of webinars, I will teach you all kind of thing about the physical handling, but I will also give you an amazing tools how to make the spirit cause without the need to be an effect. So you stay cause and you have the sensation. So the registration link, I will write to you the registration link here right now. So you need the www.meir100x.com. That's the registration link. It's in the chat. www.meir100x.com. And I really suggest that you will register. I think that I will start either on Saturday or on Monday. I'm still preparing it. So either Saturday or on Monday, and I will do it in such a time that it will be good for everyone, people in Europe and people in North America. Yes, that drill itself is worth 100 times the $18. Yes. If you want the recording of those webinars, there is an option there to have it as well. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Once you will realize that you put the reason for all your bad conditions, all your bad condition. You have cancer, you put it there. You have something, it's you. It's not the other side, it's you. You put it there. It somehow helps you. So once you realize it, if you are cause, you put the purpose there, and otherwise you are affected by the purpose. So for as long as you baffled about why it is, for as long as you are not sure, for as long as you're saying, yeah, maybe, yeah, I know I did it, but yes, I know, I guess this is why I did it. No, make that list. This first aid will get you out of almost any hole you can put yourself into. Now, to control anything in this universe, it takes only a decision. And the decision is, it is my purpose. To control anything in this universe, it takes a decision, and the decision is, it is my purpose. Because if it's not your purpose, it's obviously the purpose in the physical universe. It's something before, some physical thing before. So to control anything in this universe, it takes only a decision, and the decision always, it is my purpose. Now, I've developed a series of webinars that I call the Corona Survival Pack. The pack is divided into 2 parts. Number 1, physical handling the body and the environment. And number 2, spiritual handling the mental condition that allows the body to become sick. Okay? And the bonus pack, financial handling the financial situation. I will teach you what to do financially, so you can actually not survive the Corona disaster, because survive the Corona disaster, it's a very effective viewpoint. But I'm talking about how can you actually take this disaster and make something nice out of it. The handling of the hysteria is part of the spiritual handling. I've developed a series of drills that are the most effective mindset drills for the handling of fear, terror, and hysteria. I call them the hysteria bomb. You can register here. Those drills are so powerful, so you can register by www.meir100x.com. You need the www. Those drills are so powerful that they will cure the hysteria and turn man into what he always wanted to be, a friend to men. And by the way, since happiness is prerequisite for success, and since those drills will for sure improve your outlook on life, you can be sure that those drills will greatly improve your overall success in life. Okay. What else will you find in the Corona Survival Pack? In the physical handling, you will find the basic formula. It's an effective method to quickly strengthen your cells physically and so prevent viruses from penetrating and kidnapping the cells. I will give you the vital necessity of vitamins, what they don't tell you about vitamins, and why it seems vitamins do nothing in most cases. Virus killers, how to eliminate the virus in case you get the infection. This is what I've done with few people, and they are already improved, like within a day, 1 day, not a week of handling, yes? Shielding your children, how to handle children in an insane environment. Lessons from the Black Plague and the Spanish flu. The snitch, what are the real statistics? I will snitch on the real statistic. And you've got the spiritual handling that you got a little bit of a taste. The hysteria bomb, the most effective mindset drills for the handling of hysteria. The invisible killer, how to spot and heal it. And Corona meditation, how to control the viewpoints, and I will do that with Ray. And blanket handling, the key for success. The blanket handling is the key for success. And then the financial handling, business spirona. What I'm actually saying, that there is a spiritual corona. Forget about the physical corona. There is a spiritual corona that is much worse. So I'm going to give you a first aid against the spirona recording that will teach you what a business that was infected by a spirona can do to survive and even expand. We already put out the invitation-only WhatsApp group, Enough Sanity Beats Insanity. So you'll be the first to get my updates, share success, ask questions, and get extra data. And the old formula, an effective method to strengthen cells and kill unwanted viruses, including the oldest remedy viruses. Now, before we ending, I want to ask you, did you find this webinar valuable for you? Did it help you? Good, excellent, powerful, yes. I need you to promote this webinar. So I'm going to put this webinar very quickly within the next 2-3 hours on YouTube. I will send it to you by tomorrow at the same time. You will, if you registered, you will get it, the link in the registration, but you can also find the link in my Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I will put it in my profile. So if you go to the profile, you will have the link for that webinar. I need you to share it. I need you to share it. I need more and more people hearing that webinar and hearing the earlier webinar, yesterday's webinar, okay? So I think I actually have yesterday's webinar link here. That, yes, here is the link. You can actually take that link and share it today. Share it in each one of your posts. Tell everyone, tell the world, enough with being effect. You want, when you do that, you become cause. You become cause, and it helps you to promote it. Now you understand, I'm not making money out of this $17. It's not what I'm trying to do here. I really want to reverse the insanity, and I know you want to. And together we can do it. So please, please, please share. Please share this thing right now, not tomorrow, right now. Go to Facebook, share, write a success story, explain how powerful it is, share it, share it, share it. Let's reverse this insanity. Let's stop it. If all of us, all the people, just the people that been on this webinar, this 100 and something people that been here, If all of us will go online right now and promote this to our, just to our people, just to your people, just on your Facebook, just tag me and you will see that within a week there will be a miracle. Things will start to change because we will change the mindset of people. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for helping me, Ashley and Steve. Thank you for everyone that helped in the background. Lisa, thank you very, 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 very much for everything. Monica, thank you for all the emails that you've sent, etc. And Ray, for what you've done before and how you helped me before. Thank you, 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 and I love you. Mwah.